Well, back to square one with the assassin in future seasons in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Welcome to my assassin starter guide here. The assassin was the least played class during the entirety of LOD, and now with can't make Mosaic on ladder anymore. Who is going to start assassin? No one. But I wanted to share this insane starter build with you real quick because yes, like it's absolutely OP, so I never understood why people are disliking the assassin so much, or used to in back in the days. And this is nothing new, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So with the release of Lord of Destructions back 15 years ago, 16 years ago, day one of the patch, we were able to do this, and was already insane, the Fire Trap Assassin for starting out with like a leaf. Like imagine you create an assassin, and in the starting area, the first NPC is selling the space, 2 sockets. And you need the 1/3 of the weapon that can carry until hell mode is sold by the very first NPC after creating an assassin in Diablo 2. Then it's like 1/3 of the thing. Then you need a tier and a RAL. By the time you do probably tomb runs and around level 20 plus, you maybe find those on normal mode. And or you get them on the quest. You're at least a RAL. What is it? This one, you get a RAL by freeing the frenzy barbs. There you go, right? It's super easy to get and insane +3 to fire skills. I always call it like it's a Heart of the Oak, but for level 19. So why I'm in Act 2? Because it's a little bit a zone specific starter build here. So it needs to be a zone where there's no fire immunes. And an easy zone in the T85 area. Because maybe don't have shards yet to terrorize an area, and or don't have the Thunder Charm, right? Character does not spawn with the Break Immune charm, the new Grand Charms. Therefore, it needs to be a good area. Easily accessible. Early in the game. This is only Act 2. No immunes. Therefore, check out the spot. So they also changed this in LOD. This is not a T85 area. It's absolutely insane. So I walk super fast because I'm an assassin in the burst of speed. And I also, so we're looking for this Stony Tomb. 8 times out of 10 right in front of the entrance. Absolutely insane. So to run to this little tomb even faster, right? I have a Harmony Bow on the Merc. And so that she can keep up with my burst of speed, movement. I even have a Hysteria on her for 65 run walk. And to be semi-curse immune, I have a Cure here. Not quite a Plague. It's only level 1 cleansing aura, but it's insane. And all this stuff is new somewhat. The only new thing about the Harmony Bow is not new, but the new thing about this is you can equip her Amazon bows. So you could make this in a plus skill base. You could also make an insight in a bow for mana regen instead of run walk. What you cannot do, sadly, imagine the following. She cannot equip crossbows, but there's this thing. Cast level 1 low resist on striking. This would be crazy on Act 1 Merc. Change this, please. Make it happen. What if you equip this, right? Attack speed is not quite there. It's such a pain. You could stand there 5 minutes on bail, and this thing does not proc. So, would only be viable on a Merc, but it's not possible. With that being said, Stony Tomb. This is the mentioned T85 area. Newly reworked, whatever. So we are on an assassin, and this is a tomb. So this is quite literally like a Tomb Raider situation, right? A Tomb Raider build. It's just insane. A little background story. So this is tried and proven, this area, from me personally. When they introduced Mosaic a few seasons ago, I did nothing but this in order to farm the dual Mosaic. And I was able to do this, right? So everything can drop here. Literally everything. You could find a terrorized might here, not even have completed a campaign. Without being a terrorized, whatever. You have a bunch of clickables. Imagine dropping a high round doing this, right? And it's very early in the season. First comment will be, that's not a starter build, you have a torch in inventory. Yes, but this absolutely works without this. And or the reason is I cannot always, I wish I could, to be honest, but I cannot always waste a token for like strength requirements, right? When I mess up respeccing a character, that's tough, you know what I mean? So can't happen. In a second I show you my remaining gear. You will be surprised or not, depending on if you played Assassin before. Because as I said, it's old. It's old but gold. And yeah, crazy shit, man. It melts. It just melts because of there is now fire pierce in the build. Having a starter type situation here already. And I'm achieving this by I have a trap claw here. Looks crazy, right? Oh my god, there's a barrel item now, bro. I vendor shopped this from Anya in Act 5. And you need to be level 75 on the character. But little tip for hardcore players, you could do this on Nightmare mode. But you need to be level 75 at least or higher character level. And then you would just walk the portal back and forth, store is reset, boom. Can take 20 minutes up to 3 hours and you have 2 of those. But in my case, I opt for cannot be frozen. Source, nowadays, you have different ways of cannot be frozen. I don't have the boots here, but there is a class set. They introduced, there's a new class, the Warlock. Therefore, there's a new class set. And the boots, for example, have cannot be frozen and they cost like nothing, the boots. So not necessarily have to use a rhyme, but overall, GG. Light points first of all, because it's a bone shield. And second of all, look at all the mods. All res 25, cannot be frozen, magic find. That's exactly what we want on the starter build. A total magic find, nice value here. Imagine having a Geats or socket this with a topaz, things. Yeah, I already have MF here, 2 Naga rings, a gold wrap, often overlooked the 10 attack speed. Has effect on the trap laying speed. So the attack speed of the trap itself, right? How fast it can attack the enemy can't affect this. Not with cast rate, nor with attack speed. But the trap laying speed. How fast I can place those Red Alert 2 Soviet Taurus is yeah, dependent on the attack speed. Absolutely insane. What else? What else? Yeah, this helm is new, right? Insane. 1-2 all skills. 20 attack speed. Like the assassin is crazy benefiting from this. Cast rate counts for like the buffs. Like, cool. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, minus 8% fire resistance. That's the kicker here. And most importantly, mana after each kill does not work with the traps. Sadly, right? That will be a little bit broken. Place a trap, mana full. This does not work, this stat. What else? Yeah, plus skills, plus skills, plus skills, and the pierce. That's where the damage is coming from. Therefore, I also have a 3-2 traps amulet. Real cheeky, the plus skill from Mage Fist. One of the builds that can benefit from this. The mana regen is also nice. Grab Claws can be too. That's a lot of DPS. So I've tested this and shot this several times in videos, but I wanted to have this specifically for the Stony Tomb. You get only 2 of those claws, nothing else. And again, this is bought from Anya for a little bit of gold from the NPC in Act 5. After completing the quest, freeing her in the Frozen River, and then you can have access to the portal and can reset the store. So only with those 2 claws can clear Hell Mode cow level. It's insane. It's very, very powerful. And in the game ever since they released the class, right? But it's the least played class apparently. And now I think, again, because Mosaic, rip. The keybinds are also very nice. So the way I've set it up is, like, of course I have even additional damage with the nukes here. It's insane in the new graphics if you're asking me. Literally like a mushroom cloud. And Clock of Shadows. That's one of the changes they absolutely messed up. So usually if you have other people in the party and or yeah, the screen goes dark. Nice rune drop. They changed it, so cannot affect it anymore. But yeah, they are blinded. Then you place the traps, mix it a little bit, so I can place a total of 5. I'm not too OCD about it, right? count it, but I just spam it, and now then if I feel the need, I place a Death Trap, or rather, yeah, Death Sentry, gaining access to the Necromancer skill Corpse Explosion, which is insane. Yeah, speaking about the skills, so I've maxed this out for the range. Pretty much the entire screen is if it can blow up. Then Wake of Fire, Wake of Inferno, and Fire Blast. Like this skill tree. And also when leveling this, yeah, it's very easy, right? It's like 20, 40, 60, come with a skill tree. So very powerful build. Online very early. Exactly what I want on a starter setup. And thanks to the new items, will melt everything. What else? Yeah, the crowd control from Cloak of Shadows and Mind Blast. This combo is insane. As long as the assassin has mana for it, you can stun lock an enemy forever. It will just be knocked back. Meanwhile, he gets roasted by a Red Alert 2 turret. Other than that, I have 1 point into Fate. Let's say it's a player's 3 tomb or whatever, and it gets a little bit tough. I can gain access to 3 resistances and DR. That's not too bad. But I have, since it's like the 2 Raider build, so just run fast AF, and also for the trap laying speed. In addition to like the Vigor Aura from Harmony, right? I have all my remaining points into Burst of Speed.